Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night, but for now, let's get into the video.
I don't know why anyone is tripping about people getting a blue heart tattoo on their face. Like, it doesn't bother me one bit because anybody who has a work ethic knows that a face tattoo is potentially compromising in the professional world. And the ones who are getting this tattoo on their face, they're not a part of the working class. So, more job security for us.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think I'll ever be bothered being asked by someone with a face tattoo if I want fries with that, and I don't think McDonald's would have a problem hiring someone with a face tattoo either.
Okay, so I've been talking to some girlfriends about this because we've all been single for about the same amount of time. And when you're single for so long, you tend to become really, really picky on who you want to be with in your future. And I fear that I have become this person where I'm so picky that, I could have a really great person in front of me willing to treat me really well, but I still am not ready to be a girlfriend, even though they fully, are worthy of that. And when I was talking to my friend about it, I was like, I get so scared because I think so far in the future, do I have to marry this person just because I'm dating them? The answer is no. You can just date them. You can actually just be a girlfriend for however long or short that you want. It actually doesn't have to be that deep. And I fear that I think so far in the future about everything that I need to be right here, right now, where my feet are. And I want everyone to try to do that, okay? Don't neglect your self-happiness because you are thinking way too far in the future, right? Okay?
I have no idea what she was trying to say, and I've listened to her more than once. In fact, the more I listened, the less sense she made.
In a masochistic turn of events for my love life, I decided to watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind last night. Ouch. But it did make me realize two things. One, woo woo girl in me, love is the most powerful thing on earth, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Anything that's meant to be will be, and that is really cool if you ask me. On the flip side, the logical part of me, if I genuinely believe that, means that I need to surrender my desire to control. As an anxious, hyper independent girly, anything I've ever wanted in my life, I just go get it. I just work for it, I go get it. And that's how I operate. And it's been really hard for me to not apply that same mentality to my love life. And I realized after dating throughout my 20s, which here come the insecure men upset about that, it doesn't produce the relationships that I want. Ultimately, what I want is to be in a partnership that allows me to exist in my divine feminine. And if I go pursue somebody, that inherently takes that away. So this is a PSA for my anxious and independent girlies, and also a reminder to myself that I can just trust and sit back and he'll find me. And that doesn't mean that if I find something that I'm interested and attracted to, that I won't give it love and attention and care. But I'm so sick of feeling like I have to be in charge of it all the time. And so anyway, you guys aren't my therapist. I don't know why you told you all of that, but I hope it helps.
Who? Helps who? You or your followers. If it's you, your own therapist doesn't know how to help. If you meant your followers, it will help a lot of them just the fact that you can't post a single video without trying to bash on men. I dated through all my 20s and here comes the insecure man. Where? Where? Who? About what? Why? Maybe next time ask your therapist why you can't even talk about your dating life, the one in your 20s, without feeling ashamed and trying to shift that blame to someone else. In this case, insecure man.
I got my boyfriend to confess that he was cheating on me when I didn't even know if he was actually cheating on me or not. I just had this pit in my stomach and I just knew that he was doing something he shouldn't be doing. I had no evidence. I had nothing. I had nothing to point out or prove or anything that he may have been cheating on me. So I just followed my gut and I sat him down on my bed and I just went, "Do you have something you need to tell me?" And bitch, you could see all of a sudden he's sweating. His temperature probably went up to 105. That bitch looked ill. He looked ill. And he goes, "What do you mean?" And I go, "I think you have something you need to tell me." And he goes, "I don't know what you're talking about." He's like shaking at this point. I thought he was about to seize. And he immediately starts bawling. And he tells me everything that I didn't even know. I had no idea. And it was so much worse than I thought. This man was not only cheating on me, but he was asking minors for nudes. So you know what I did? His mom and I were very, very close. We drove to his mom's house, sat down with her, and I made him tell her that he cheated on me and asked minors for nudes. There's nothing more satisfying than that.
Sure there is. And your story was almost believable until you pushed it that far. And I mean with the last part. You weren't satisfied with making up a story about him cheating on you. You just had to push it one step too far. In fact, not just one step but two. You even forced him somehow because you're close to his mom to admit stuff to his mom. Was he 10 and you're like his middle school teacher? Because in that case, sure it would make sense. Other than that, only a certain type of people cheat. And they're not the type of B you're trying to make him to be.
Oh, sweetheart, if you're going to be condescending, you have to be intelligent, otherwise you're just sad.
Yo, I did not have me out here catching strays by Baby from Dirty Dancing on my bingo card. And that's an unfair comparison to make considering the fact that Baby believed in abortion. And I'm not going to come after you and insult you the way you did to me coming from my intelligence, because I know you wouldn't say that shit in my face, Maddie, standing on 10 toes. And I'm not going to go back and forth with you because you're obviously blind. And I know that you're blind because only a blind person would think that bangs are a good idea with your hair texture. Because historically, I know I'm on the right side of history.
Of course you are. But now all this started because she had a different opinion than you. You thought just by that she was insulting your intelligence. And of course to prove her wrong, the first point you were trying to make was shaming tactic. Oh yeah, that's exactly what intelligent people do.
I love when men approach me because that's their first mistake, and then they follow it up with, "What's your Snapchat?" I don't know a single man over the age of 20 with Snapchat that hasn't been ran through like the ancient city of Troy, if you wouldn't mind taking 2 steps back.
Haven't you all cried about Snapchat already? If them approaching you is their first mistake, which I agree, but what does it even matter what they ask you for? Would it make any difference if they ask you for advice on how to raise a cat? I'm gonna guess no, cause they already made the first mistake.
I feel like dating has become this really twisted version of musical chairs. We're all running around in circles waiting for the music to stop so we can slam down on a chair that's ours. So the music stops, we slam down in a chair, only to realize that you've actually landed on somebody else because they're still sitting in the chair and didn't want to get out of the game.
So if you don't get off him, he can't stand up and there you go, that's your long-term relationship. Or maybe stop looking at someone else's chair, stop texting all your friends to ask them if you look good on that chair or not. Or better yet, stop looking at other chairs wondering if they're made out of better wood or not. Cause in the end, you're a naive girl. I'm sure you have your fair share of chairs.
Checking in on all you bald-headed 4B biddies. Just wondering how y'all are doing. Did you guys come down from your manic episode yet? Come to terms, come to realization that you made a poor decision? Realize that you lost absolutely nothing and that all of you are telling on yourselves by saying that your worth is only your appearance and your vagina, while simultaneously insulting the shit out of women with cancer, alopecia, etc.
So I was talking to this dude, he's like 25, and he goes, "Isn't dating and marriage just kind of similar?" And I was like, and then I realized that he was serious, and I had to apologize for laughing that close to his face. I said, look, when you're dating and it's Friday night, you're like, where are we going? And when you're married, you're like, what are we watching? And when you're dating, she's like, I had a really good time tonight, I'll text you. And when you're married, she's like, I'll text you the grocery list. And when you're dating, she'll nudge you on the shoulder to be playful. And when you're married, she'll do that because you're snoring. And when you're dating, she'll call you cute nicknames like Pookie and Sweet Cakes. And when you're married, your nickname around the house becomes Hey! And it's not better or worse, it's just different. So, okay, thanks, bye.
Alright, this is gonna be it for today. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still appreciate you for making it this far. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and I will see you in the next one.